Tonight, you'll probably lie in bed, scrolling, staring at a ceiling, checking the time, willing yourself to fall asleep. Somewhere around midnight, you might still be awake, frustrated, wondering what's wrong with you. Your ancient ancestors didn't have this problem. No mattress, no blackout curtains, no white noise machine, just open ground, wild animals nearby, and darkness. And yet, by most evidence, they fell asleep faster and slept more soundly than you do tonight. How is that even possible? Stay until the end, because the answer isn't that they were tougher than you. It's that they were built for a world your bedroom has quietly stopped matching. In 2015, anthropologist Jerome Siegel led a landmark study observing 3 modern hunter-gatherer societies with no electricity in Tanzania, Namibia, and Bolivia, groups living in conditions close to how humans lived for most of our history. His team expected to find people sleeping enormous amounts, catching up on rest whenever they could. Instead, they found something surprising. These groups slept an average of about 6.5 hours a night, similar to or even less than the average person in industrialized countries. But there was one massive difference. Almost none of them reported struggling to fall asleep, and virtually none showed signs of chronic insomnia. So the problem was never really about how much sleep modern humans get. It's about how hard it's become to actually start. The answer begins with something you're staring at right now, or were minutes ago. Light. Your brain runs on an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, regulated by a tiny cluster of cells behind your eyes that respond directly to light. For nearly the entire span of human existence, that clock had one simple, consistent signal. When the sun went down, darkness told your brain to release melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. Firelight, the one artificial light source ancient humans had, sits in the orange and red part of the spectrum, wavelengths that barely disturb melatonin production at all. Neuroscientist Charles Czeisler and researchers studying light exposure found that blue-enriched light, the kind emitted heavily by phone screens, LED bulbs, and televisions, suppresses melatonin far more powerfully than warm firelight ever did. Your ancestors' evenings told their brains, consistently, night after night, that it was time to power down. Yours tell your brain to stay alert. But light is only half the story. The other half is temperature. Your body doesn't just fall asleep in the dark. It falls asleep as it cools. Core body temperature naturally drops in the evening, and that drop is part of what triggers sleepiness in the first place. Ancient humans, without insulated homes or thermostats, experienced a sharper natural temperature swing between day and night. Their bodies got a clear, strong signal to cool down and shut off. Modern climate-controlled bedrooms, held at a steady, comfortable temperature all night, blunt that signal. Sleep researchers have found that a slightly cooler room, somewhere around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, consistently helps people fall asleep faster, essentially recreating the natural cooling cue your ancestors got for free every single night. Here's where it gets stranger. There's a third factor almost nobody talks about, and it isn't physical at all. It's social. Anthropologist Carol Worthman, who has studied sleep across cultures extensively, found that in many traditional societies, people didn't sleep alone in silence. They slept in groups, often in the same room or shelter, with the low murmur of other people's breathing, movement, and presence nearby. That constant familiar background presence appears to have functioned almost like a security signal to the nervous system. You are not alone. You can afford to let your guard down completely. Modern sleep, by contrast, is often solitary and silent, in a room sealed off from any other sign of life. For a brain built to feel safest, surrounded by its group, total silence and total isolation isn't restful. It can quietly read as exposed. So it wasn't one single advantage ancient humans had. It was 3 signals working together every single night. Darkness that told the brain to release melatonin instead of blocking it. A temperature drop that told the body to power down. And the presence of others that told the nervous system it was finally safe to stop watching for danger. Modern life has quietly dimmed or removed all 3. Bright screens replace darkness. Heated, sealed rooms replace natural cooling. Silence and solitude replace the presence of others. You're not broken because you struggle to fall asleep. You're simply missing signals your body was designed to expect. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Let your room run a little cooler than feels ideal. Notice if silence actually calms you, or if it makes your mind more alert. Your ancestors didn't fall asleep easily because they tried harder. They fell asleep easily because the world around them was still telling their bodies exactly what to do.